There are nearly 1 million families in London. They are served by 2,000 schools. Although most families live just minutes from the gates, for some parents, home and school can seem worlds apart. They may share a common aim for the children.
Watch me get all the best grades out of all of you, and then you'll be like...
But sometimes they fail to connect.
Don't go in that road.
This is the story of two families, two schools, and their attempts to get to know each other better. It's 7:30 a.m. in Camden, North London. The Ali family are preparing for school. Rabia is the eldest of 5 children. She has been up over an hour helping her mother with the housework. Rabia's father and head of the household, Sanwar Ali, will take her to school.
বাংলাদেশ থেকে আসছি 1982 ওই দেশে রাশিয়া আমি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ স্কুলে বসে গেছি না কিছু কিছু কাজ হচ্ছে কারণ কাজের আমার অভ্যাস আসছিল না দেশে
Sanwar grew up in Bangladesh. School was not compulsory and he failed to complete his education.
লেখাপড়া করলে তো আমি ওই দেশে আসছি আমি কোনো কাজ জানি না শুধু আমি আমাদের মানুষের কাজ করতে হয় যেমন রেস্টুরেন্ট আছে ইন্ডিয়ান যদিও আমি এই লেখাপড়া করতাম আমাদের সবাই ভালো একটা ইংলিশ জানতাম তাহলে তো অন্য একটা কাজ আমি হয়তো পাতলা একটা কাজ পাইতাম
Sanwar has had to take many manual jobs. He wants Rabia to achieve a better life.
আমি একটা চাই না যে আমরা দেশ যারা আমরা বেটি মানুষ যারা কি হার্ড ওয়ার্ক করি এগুলো কষ্ট লাগে যখন তো আমি এই জিনিস কোনো সময় চিন্তা করি না আমি চাই আমার বাচ্চা হয়তো একটু শান্তিভাবে থাকুক পরে যে আমার একটা গাইড দেখ না যদি সে লেখাপড়া ভালো একটা লেখাপড়া করতে পারে ভালো একটা কাজ করতে পারে
But Rabia's studies have been suffering. After Dad drops her off, Rabia has not always been going to school. Tower Hamlets, East London. This is one of Britain's poorest boroughs.
Right, coming in this way, boys.
Sheila Bundy has 6 children. The youngest are her twins, John and Jamie.
John!
Their daily journey to school isn't something Sheila looks forward to.
When you're going on the road and you see him, he's like a crazed animal. People look and think he's like, you've got a kid that you're not controlling. But he just can't keep still. He's got no fear, no sense of danger. He'll run into the roads, the cars come in. If someone was to pull up and open their car door, he'll climb in it. Quite often he'll go off with them.
Wait there!
After years of struggling to control the twins, Sheila recently discovered that Jamie has ADHD.
And people look at you like he's an horrible child, but he's not. It's because people don't understand what he's like. He can be loving, and he likes to sit there and have a cuddle. And when he's calm, he can be a nice kid. But when he's not, we should say he's like the devil. He can be an horrible child.
John, get off the car, please!
But it does hurt you when people are slagging you off and they're saying and criticising. I've had it abuse on the roads, even from kids. I keep a lot of things inside, so a lot of things they do get to me sometimes. I don't show it.
Don't follow him. Stop.
For Sheila, it's always been a battle to get them to school on time.
So it's medication that calms him down to make him not so hyperactive, but it normally takes about 20 minutes, half hour to kick in. So, because he has it late, if he has it before we come out, by the time we get to school, then it's in his system and he's calm. But it's on the way that we have the tolerance. Right, come here, boys. No, John!
At Marion Richardson Primary School, Sheila has to face another challenge.
Excuse me.
The school has employed someone to monitor lateness, and she's waiting at the gate.
Everyone used to say to each other, like, the dragon's on the gate, everyone would warn each other that she was there. So I used to say to the kids, like, if she's on one gate, run in the other, because all the time you're standing there chatting to her, you're going to be later still. I said, oh, if she hadn't collar anyone, let her collar me. So we used to sort of like get in and try and dodge. Used to get just this woman on the gate, used to get on my nerves, like an interfering old busybody, that's what I used to call her.
Alison Jones works for an agency called School Home Support. She knows the links with some of the parents are not very strong.
I think there are some parents who find it very hard to be approached by teachers because they're afraid that if you are approaching them, that they might well be seen as being referred to social services, and they're very defensive of their own situation. They might be defensive because they don't want social services to know what's happening, or they might be defensive because they feel that they're being put down by teachers or by school staff. And I think it's those teachers those are sometimes called the hard parents by teachers, because they invite them to have meetings and the parents don't come. And there could be all reasons why the parents don't come. It could be that the parents got a mental health problem, it could be that they've got childcare problems, it could be that they had a bad experience of school themselves and they've almost got a school phobia. It could be that they're just so overwhelmed with all their other problems like housing or problems with relationships and things that they can't actually free themselves up emotionally to come to have a meeting about their child in their child's school.
Alison was determined to find a way to break through to these parents. Then she made a discovery.
Thank you very much, sir.
The parents weren't particularly keen on meeting me in the building, and then by chance I discovered that they all went to the CAF. About 5 of them went to the CAF every day, well, most days, and sat in the CAF for an hour offloading to each other. So I asked permission to go with them.
And we always used to think Alison was quite posh. I mean, we never knew about her background or her life or anything about her really. We just thought of this posh woman and we thought, oh God, she's not like now down to earth. So her coming to the CAF, it was like a dread.
Relationships between home and school have also attracted attention at Parliament Hill, a girls' school in North London. It's where Rabia Ali studies, but recently she's been skipping lessons and her work's been suffering. The school noticed that Rabia's poor attendance was not an isolated incident, but part of a larger pattern affecting the achievement of their Bangladeshi students. They began to wonder if improving the school's relationship with Bangladeshi parents might help.
Basically, it was to do with analysis of data, of attendance data, and we found that Bangladeshi children's attendance was lower than other groups of children. It's probably about 5-6 years ago now. How we could contact parents about explaining to them about the importance of them being at school regularly and what they were missing. So some of the parents don't speak English, and of course they didn't come to parents' evening because it was too intimidating for them. So we really felt that it should be a parental project to look at improving relationships with parents, explaining to parents about education, about how important it was, especially for girls.
So cold.
The school appointed a home liaison officer for the Bangladeshi community.
And so we advertised locally, and Sajna applied, and in fact she's an ex-pupil of this school. So she knew the community very well and had a great deal of trust with them, and she's an extremely professional, well-motivated person.
The job I'm doing is basically liaising, passing the message from school to home and making the parents welcome to come into school.
As well as providing a contact point for the Bengali-speaking parents, Sajna keeps an eye on their daughter's attendance.
Well, they shouldn't stop them, but some parents are very, very concerned about their daughters, so maybe they'll say, oh, it's very cold, you know, you don't have to go today, maybe. So let's see, you know, what happens.
Sajna sometimes needs to explain the school's expectations.
They won't understand much of the importance of the school, so they will be taking like the girls, like, you know, if it's a wedding, even a wedding, they'll be taking the whole, week or something off from the school, where they're not thinking about how much she's going to lose out in schools. হ্যালো আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্কুল থেকে ফোন করলাম আচ্ছা আপনার মেয়ে কেমন কিতা হরা আমি বিষয়গত হয় আপনার কিছু জানি জানি আমি এখনো রেজিস্টারে আর কি বালাটিকে আমার হইছে না.
But poor attendance isn't just down to the parents. Some of the girls choose to truant.
I think that's what I see when they start to truant, because when you ask the girls, they will just say, the first answer they will be, well, we're not allowed outside after school, so what can we do? আপনারা একটু আর কি যেমন আওয়া যাওয়া করবা না আপনার যদি অন্ততপক্ষে আইন না নিতে তাইও বুঝবো যে একটু খবর লইরা. Maybe the girls want to go out or something and they don't have that access at home, so that's where they find maybe the time, like two friends together taking it a little time off from the school where parents think they are at home.
Which shops are you going to go to?
It's over a year since the school discovered that Rabia was one of the students who was truanting. She's very aware of the pressures on Bangladeshi girls.
We have really high, big expectations, and we have like really big ground rules. They think if you go out there, you know how other like white families or other families they really have so much freedom, and so they think that if they go out there they're going to end up like them or become corrupted and the family name go really bad, and then it's like embarrassment for the parents.
Shut up!
বাইরে যাইবা ঠিক আছে স্কুল পরে আমি একলা বাইরে যাইতে ওইটা দিব না. 2 নম্বরে হতো হইলে যেমন শনিবার আছে রবিবার আছে ক্লাসমেট এরকম থাকে না, যেমন ফ্রেন্ড বন্ধু আছে 2টা, ওরা কইলো যে কালকে তো রবিবার আছে বা শনিবার আছে আমরা একটু বাইরে যাইমু, ওই সিনেমা দেখা যাইমু বা হবা যাইমু এই যখন সে হোক না, ওইগুলো আমি কোনো সময় মানবো না, ওইগুলো আমিও করবো.
Can we cross the road and like go on the other side?
It's just also the cultural things, like they've been brought up in this country as Westerns, like their friends, they're allowed to go out, they don't have any issues, you know, and we're there with them, like they can't, so I think they can't understand why, so sometimes they do things that they're not supposed to.
Since she began to truant, Sajna has been keeping a close eye on Rabia. Tomorrow she is due to meet Rabia's parents to give them a progress report. In Tower Hamlets, school home support worker Alison invited herself along to the local CAF to meet the reluctant group of mums.
Because I used to try and get Sheila in this school and she never wanted to stay behind, she was always busy. And then there's a number of parents, then I found out this is where they were busy.
It's like when she first got to know her, she was on the school gate. I mean, no one liked her.
I did. First reaction was that we're not going to be able to speak in front of her, like how we usually will sit here and speak. But once, I don't know, once we got going, it just wasn't a problem, was it?
We dreaded it really, didn't we? We thought, oh God, here we go.
The more we've got to know her, and she's like one of us, she's down to earth, and she's no different.
I suppose what I start off with in my job is I hope that I start off by respecting people, that I actually respect that you are doing the best. I think most parents try the hardest they can with the knowledge they've got. I don't think many school home support workers would see that their work was being done not in a home, not in a school, but in the CAF. But in fact it was a breakthrough.
Because she wouldn't have come and sat in there and spoke to you and said half the things that she said, because she thought quite relaxed here.
The CAF provided a sort of neutral territory that wasn't school, wasn't home, but was somewhere they felt familiar with, and it was their world. It wasn't where I was coming from. It's where they felt happy sitting and talking and getting support from each other.
And I find that it's very useful talking to you, apart from being an official person. At the same time, most of the time I forget myself that you're an official person.
Can I ask you a question? Because one of the things I've done which some professionals would find unprofessional is that I've sometimes told you stories about my own children. Has that been something that you found helpful or unhelpful? Because obviously I've got, as a parent, got to have confidentiality.
You know what
because
you're
I've had a child
about.
with ADHD, etc. Has that helped or not helped?
That's helped.
It has helped, yeah.
Because you know what you've had the experiences.
And you've had them difficulties what we've had, and also, yeah, it does help.
Be more open as a mother instead of being an official person. You be more open as a mother.
She was employed here to do attendance or improve attendance. That was about 7, 8, 9 years ago. And from that it's branched out to school counsellor for parents, school counsellor for children, magistrate, because she is a magistrate, so if some of the children decide they don't want to quite obey the rules, we ask her to have a little chat with them and tell her what the consequences are. They used to call her the battle axe, I think it was, in the first place, when she first came here, until they realised there was a soft side to her. And she does care, there's no doubt about that, she really does care. And they trust her. So if they trust her, they begin to trust the school. If they trust the school, then their children do better.
How many children in your family, Regina?
5.
You're one of 5?
Yeah.
And then you had 5 children?
And there's an old saying, never judge a book by its cover, and it's true. Because what I used to call Alison, what I used to say about her, none of it was right, really. Even though she might speak posh sometimes, but she's sort of slowly coming down. She's getting there, dropping her T's.
But getting to know the mums in the CAF was only the start. At home, away from the school and her friends, Rabia lives a more traditional life.
I kind of find it uncomfortable with my dad wearing jeans and stuff, because it's like at home with the Asian tradition, and then outside school I'm different.
দুই নম্বর নিষেধ হইলে ফ্রি মাইন্ডে থাকতেছে না, বুঝলাম। তো আমি এগুলো মানিয়ে নিচ্ছি, কারণ এই দেশে থাকতে হইলে স্কুলের যে কালচার আছে বা অন্য পুরুতার যে সমাজ, তারা যে সমাজ আমরা যে দেশে আছি যে দেশের যে স্ট্যান্ডার্ড আছে এই স্ট্যান্ডার্ড অনুযায়ী আপনি চলতে হইব। আমি সুযোগ দিছি বা আমি দিব, কিন্তু এক কথা মাঝে যে বলতে বইতো যে আমরা একজাত আগলে মুসলমান হিসেবে আমার একটু তাই ভালো রাখতে।
Sanua was upset to discover that Rabia had been missing lessons.
তো আমি তো ইংলিশ কিছু কম বুঝি, আর যেমন আমি অতটা বুঝাইতাম পারছি না। সে আমার ওয়াইফরে ইয়া কইছে বসে কিছু মা তুইছ ফাইন্ড আউট যখন আমি করছি যে খেলার লগে গেছে, তখন দেখা গেছে যে এরা স্কুলের নাই লাগা স্কুলের, এরা ওভার এজ, এরা ইয়া আমার বাচ্চারা লইয়া তারা বাইরে গেছে। যে কোনো একটা ফ্রুটটা যদি লগে লগে দৌড়িয়া আপনি লগে লগে এটার অ্যাকশন নিন, কিন্তু ফ্রুটটা আপনার জায়গাত রাখে দিতে পারবো।
In the morning, Rabia's parents will make the journey to the school. Rabia is concerned about their visit.
I had loads of targets that I wanted to achieve, which I think I did. I just need her back up for that.
আমি যে পরিমাণ ভালো বলবো, অলরেডি লিভান হরিয়া কইছে।
Before I used to be like known as someone really bad and I'll fail my GCSEs, I won't become anyone, but I want to prove them wrong.
এগুলা 5-7 সপ্তাহ পরে আমরা গিয়া তাই স্কুলে গিয়া ফাইন্ড আউট করে সব কিছু আর কি, যে কতটুকু ইমপ্রুভ হয়েছে না হয়েছে না, বা কোনটা মধ্যে যেমন অসুবিধা আছে না আছে।
So when your parents do go and say, how do you feel?
Nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to be said.
That's a good one. Right, what I've asked you to do is to choose a button that represents one of your children's experience of school and how you feel about school for them.
Having got to know Alison, the mums trusted her enough to come into the school and to discuss some of the problems they were facing.
This button will represent my son when he was in secondary school. So at home, the home wasn't very stable. at that time, and I think it plays a lot on the children's life.
It took a long time for you to share your problem with.
Yeah, because you think it's a private, it's your own problem. You don't want people to know about it, isn't it? But unfortunately, the children behavior and everything shows out that there is something going on wrong.
What it's all about is really having some time for ourselves to renew our energies. And when you've got children that are misbehaving or children that are causing difficulties, or you feel overwhelmed by housing problems, you can often forget that you as a person need to have some space for yourself.
And you were saying to me that one of the things that coming to one of the groups at the schools helped you do is actually take time out for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, all what we've been doing together as a group, I mean, it's made you sit and realise that you're not just a mum, you have got another life. It's just nice to sit together and take that time out. And you don't realise that until everyone starts talking that you're not on your own. There is other people out there like you that have problems. And doing groups like that and always getting you together and makes you realise that you're not on your own and you can be there to help each other.
But the group is not just about sharing problems. Every other week, they organise a different social activity together.
So now we all do something, like even if it's only 10 minutes a day, you take that 10 minutes out just for you, you forget about the kids and everything around you, just take that 10 minutes, whether it's going for a walk or sitting down reading a book, or we meet up and go for lunch, or like we'll spend some evenings at Allison's, just like thinking, reflective evening, thinking about the past and future and things like that.
The number of parents she's actually helped when it seemed impossible to help them, she will never give up. She'll just keep on and on and on until she gets some help for these parents, which is lovely. And the same thing with the children. So these parents now, because they get involved, they just feel more, well, just part of the system, whereas before, they were right outside the system.
Parliament Hill School used to struggle to get its Bangladeshi parents to come in for meetings. But today, Rabia's parents have come to see Sajna and hear how things are going.
One. बहुत दिन परे देखाइला बाक्का लंबा सफर करिया तो आइला ইয়ার 9 তো বাক্কা মিস হইছে প্লাস ইয়ার 10 এখন আর কি যেহেতু দেশ যাওয়ায় গিয়া বাক্কা হইছে তাই অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স খান আমি অটো আর কি ওয়াইড আসলাম মানে লাস্ট ইয়ার where is she Rabia Begum Ali হলো কইলো না দে ওকে আসলে ফার্স্ট টার্ম তাই 94% মানে ইউজুয়ালি আর কি স্কুলে সাই 95% হইতো বুঝছেন তারপরে সেকেন্ড হাফ 81 তো হয়েছে যে দেখো একটা জিনিস আছে আর কি যেমন এখন তো আপনারা যদি একটু তাইলে সাপোর্ট করেন প্লাস স্কুলেও সাপোর্ট করিয়া মোটামুটি আসা তো একটা ভালো রেজাল্ট চাইলো এবার হইতো সো তার লাগি আপনারা খালি জাস্ট হইলাম আর কি যে আইলে একটু বুঝতে পারলাম প্লাস একটু মনিটরিং যদি আপনি করেন আর কি তারও একটু বেটার হয় রাবিয়ার কোর্স তাই লাগি সে আমার আলাপ হইছে আপনারা
যেগুলো মিস হচ্ছিল আমরা তো এগুলো যতটুকু পারছি ঠিক আছে
জি
কোর্সও কি নাই মসজিদ তো ফলো করছে
জি আমার হইছে তাই যে আপ টু ডেট আছে আমার কাছে এটা এখানে তাই যে ফার্স্ট যে এক্সপেরিয়েন্স আছিল আর যেভাবে হইছে অনেক কিছু তাই পরিবর্তন হয় না তাই আত্মনে তাই এখন তো বালা ইমপ্রুভ করছে আপনিও জানরা আমরাও বুঝলাম যে তাই যে মলাহান আগে আছিল এখন তাই টোটালি ডিফারেন্ট রাবিয়া হইতে গেলে আমার কাছে আপনারা অবশ্য সাহায্য কিংবা আপনারা যে আর কি যেমন নিজে দুজনে মিলে যে মলাহান চেষ্টা করছেন চেষ্টা করাই গিয়ে এটাই হইছে আর না তো এটা ইমপ্রুভ হইল না নে
বর্তমানে তো আমরা এই পুরোটাই তো লোকে তো মানে একটা খাটনি নিয়ে না বলে
যতটুকু করা জি জি so I think with fathers they need to get involved with their child and find out more what interests them and so give them a little access so even like weekends or something like if the father gives the time or try to find out what actually they want and ওটা লাগে আমি ফিল করি যে আমরা ক্লোজ রিলেশনশিপ হইছে স্কুলের লগে আপনারাও যথা সময় আইতা পারা আমরাও যথা সময় ফিল করলাম যে যারা রাবিয়ার আম্মার লগে দেখা করতাম ভিজিট করলাম হোম ভিজিট দরকার লাগছে আমরা হোম ভিজিট গেছি এটা তোর অসুবিধা নাই এটাই আর কি খুদা হাফেজ থ্যাংক ইউ কষ্ট করে আইলা
The closer relationship with Bangladeshi parents has begun to pay dividends across the school.
Within 2 years of Sajna working here with the families and with us. The exam attainment of the Bangladeshi girls had surpassed that of the rest of the school population. I mean, there was a dramatic increase, and in fact, the attainment of our Bangladeshi girls is the highest in the borough.
মানে যেগুলো আমার বুঝার অসুবিধা ছিল আমি তো বুঝি আইলাম
আমি জানতে পারলাম তার প্রবলেম হয়েছে তো মাত বুঝরা না আর মনে হলো জানো মনে অন্য এক্সাইটিং থাকে তো আইলে মনে হল্লা সাজনার লগে মাত এখন গেলা যেন শান্তি পাইলাম
Well, I think the trust in school is more now, because maybe before he wasn't trusting school much, and he wasn't happy with. But I think now he realised, the school's trying their best to Rabia to do well, and also trying to support them as much as they can.
Alison has seen a major change in relations with the parents she works with too.
There's things we do now that we'd never have done, would we? So I think their confidence has built up. I mean, I'm able to do like a few more bits and pieces now.
I think all of them have changed and grown confident. They've all got more involved with the school. Sheila, she's got away from being labelled as having the difficult twins to being someone who is a regular helper on class outings and whose teachers understand, well, the twins aren't difficult, it's just that one of them has ADHD.
And I am more confident in myself. I'll put myself out a bit more now. I am able to go places on my own and talk to people.
Sanyawa has now agreed one afternoon a week when Rabia can go out, providing he can pick her up.
এটা তো আমি শিখছি নিশ্চয় কইতাম আর আমি যদি স্কুল লগে আমার যোগাযোগ থাকতো না যেমন মনে হয় আমি স্কুলে যখন যাইতাম না যোগাযোগ হইতো না তো আমি অত এক্সপিরিয়েন্স হইতাম পারতাম না এখন আমি যাওয়াই আমি সে দেখলাম এখন কীভাবে ফুরুত্তারে ট্রেনিং করতে হইব কোন জায়গায় নিয়ে দিলে ফুরুত্তারে কীভাবে ভালো ট্রেনিং দেওয়া তোলা যাইব না যাইব আমি অনেক কিছু আমি শিখছি তো এখন নিশ্চয়
But Sheila is left wondering if the close relationship with school will continue as the twins grow older.
But you can't help but worry about the future for him. I mean, I don't know, it does frighten me for secondary school because I don't know if he's going to be able to cope with that. Primary school seems to be a close-knit community. Everyone sticks together and seems to help each other out. But that secondary school, it's just so different. They haven't got that closeness there and they haven't got the time for the kids. So I think that is where my problems are going to start.